Hey guys, so Monday update. I just did the thing on George Floyd again. It's coming up to an anniversary, and a lot of people are talking about it. And I ended the video on saying basically, times are changing, right? Think about a man of color, a black man, myself, 60, 70 years ago, I couldn't drink from a water fountain or go into a school or a library because of the color of my skin. That racist shit was canceled, right? Think of all the things in history that were canceled, right? I want to talk about cancel culture, right? Comes up every other day when something happens in the news, right? Concerning the voices of politicians on social media, right? We want to cancel Donald Trump. We want to cancel such and such, right? If Donald Trump had anything meaningful to say, ever, right? In his entire freaking life, meaningful that I could say, oh yeah, you know what? I could take that advice and it'll make me, I could do something with it, right? He doesn't, right? He says funny things, right? He says hateful things, got canceled for that, right? Think about carburetor engines, right? Some point there was a dude that really loved those engines, and then they got phased out for direct fuel injection engines and all the technologies that made automobiles perform better, right? The guys that loved carburetor engines, you still see them at the car shows, right? They're all old white guys with the Quaker oatmeal guy mustache. But they got rid of them shits, right? Because it wasn't the end all be all for the automobile, right? Right? Think about other things we got rid of, right? Like say segregation. Got rid of it, right? It wasn't the end all be all goal of American, right? For where we want America to go, right? Think about even the evolution of cell phones, right? Pages. I'm sure there's tons of people that love pages, right? I got a pager. I could do so much with this. But then cell phones came around. Maybe someone's like, nah, I don't like cell phones. Why y'all canceling pages? Why you gotta cancel pages? Now, no one even knows what a pager is, right? Think about music, CDs, cassettes, 8-track, vinyl records, right? Everything got canceled along the way of progression, right? It got better. It got sleeker. Now we don't even have CDs. I could, Alexa, play something for me, and it plays music for me. It's that easy.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't play anything. Right? It's progression. Right? It's not cancel culture, right? If anything, own cancel culture. And that's one advice to give to people when they come to me. Oh, they're canceling Dr. Seuss, they're canceling Stacey Dash, and Trump supporters getting canceled left and right. Embrace it, right? If you have an opinion in something, I tell my own kids is, embrace it, right? If you think the sky is green when it's actually blue, embrace your madness, right? Embrace what you think you see, but also embrace the consequences of your actions or your thoughts or your speech. Embrace everything about it, right? Don't just embrace the good that comes from lying about the sky color or lying about election fraud, right? You embrace the good, you have to embrace the fallout of lying or being incorrect, basically is what I'm saying, right? If you want to embrace the possibility of being correct, you have to embrace the possibility of being incorrect, being sued, being called a fraud, being called unpatriotic, even so, right? So, in terms of cancel culture, I know a lot of, like Gina Carano, right? She was canceled, and all these people on YouTube, that the Star Trek people and all those guys were very upset about Gina getting canceled. And to be honest, I love Gina Carano, but I don't love her enough in my day-to-day business to like stop what I'm doing or do a YouTube video on specifically her, right? Like Ben Shapiro did. It's not something that I would stop and discuss, right? What would the point of discussing it, right? She said A, B, consequences are C and D, and she's facing those consequences, right? Right? And she, you know, she did double down on like what she said, and even I think she understood the repercussions of what she said, but you have all these hacks. Oh, Gina, like, do you feel it's fair? Do you feel, come on. She said what she said, right? Like I said in my video about it, I can't go to work. I love being naked, right? I love walking around my house butt naked, right? I also like going to work. Maybe I go to work butt naked tomorrow, right? I try it, I get fired. Do I have any right to be mad at my employers, right? There's no rules on the wall that says I can't go on naked. There's no rules anywhere in the handbook manual, in the employee handbook manual that says, Olaf, you should not come to work naked. There's no written rules anywhere, right? So, by the way I see it, I could go into my office building butt naked, right? But you see the problem with them firing me, right? With Ben Shapiro say, Olaf, how do you feel about that? Do you feel you getting fired was unfair? Right? You were expressing yourself. It's what you like. Why can't you express yourself in public, in front of other people? Right? What about your freedom of speech and your freedom of expressions? Right? Right? Silly, right? It sounds very silly, right? I know you're looking at me. It sounds silly. Right? So that's my word for Monday, May 17th. Just embrace cancel culture, because I think we're going to see a lot more of this coming up. And it's basically what the Republicans now, it's one of their talking points in these upcoming elections. You hear a lot about Democrats want to cancel you and cancel this. Politicians can't cancel culture, right? Culture, the evolution of culture is a canceling thing, right? The evolution of life is a canceling thing, right? The species that competed with human ancestors, right, had to be canceled for us to be here, right? Not because we're better in some way, but we're more adaptable to an environment, right? CDs replace cassette tapes because they're more portable, lighter, more durable to some degree, and less failure of the tape. The tapes would get wound up and stuff, right? So culture cancels itself, right? It's taught in colleges, right? I remember learning about this in some sort of media communications class, right? Right? So I don't know why the brain cells on YouTube and the internet goes out the window when we look to say, oh, social justice warriors are canceling the way of Star Trek, or the way we Star Wars or whatever. We see the way we want our entertainment to be fed to us, right? I always say to those guys, Neurotic, Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers, you guys have problems with Star Wars or Star Trek, whichever one, right? I'm a big Aliens fan. Aliens trilogy, even the fourth movie, Resurrection, I loved it. I know it's flawed, but I love the world building. I love the world of Aliens. Along came Prometheus, hyped it up for me. I wanted to see it. It's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. So outraged. Actually, I did a YouTube video, I'm outraged, right? But my outrage wasn't complaining that Ridley Scott was trying to cancel Aliens, or he's trying to change it, and he made Shaw like this woman who's not like Ridley. I could have did a whole rant, but no. I wrote a 3-page paper and script for script and rewrote the movie and saying this is how you could improve it, right? I know it's not my movie to write, and I moved on from it, right? My world with Aliens ended, right? It was a good ride, but I moved on with my life. Other movies are coming out, right? Other things to do, right? And that's what we should do, guys. Move on with our lives, right? Donald Trump is history. Let's move on to the next chapter, right? We don't want to go back, right? We don't want to read the book backwards, right? In the last, 4 years, right? And that's my thing for Trump supporters. I always ask them, like, I know you understand you guys voting for Trump again, right? But if he was such a great president, did he really need 2 terms to be great, right? If you're the best president ever, like he always went around saying, and he did so good for COVID, do we need to vote for him again? I'm saying, I don't know. I mean, if he's this great president, better than all the other presidents, and he's this President Jesus, right? Why do you guys vote for him again? And why is he so clingy to power? Right? Weird questions that never get answered.